Thoughts about Jim Henson and
Yeah, Jim Henson.
Share?
Yeah, I first saw his stuff in 1960, and it was a brief, fabulous 8-second commercial. And I said, now that's puppetry. I just thought his simple approach to puppetry was what worked best for TV. Because most puppet shows that were on at the time were long puppeteers who had been doing stuff for years in the old-fashioned way, which didn't translate well on TV, but Jim's just snapped. And so when I finally got a chance to work with him, I realized what a genius he was and what a kind and gentle man. And he was a boss that he never criticized. If he didn't like something, he'd say, I don't know if you want to do it that way. But Frank would be much more direct. Frank was a genius as well, but very different kind of person. And I just always amazed. I was in awe working with these two guys that were terrific. And Frank still occasionally, he directs movies mostly, but he comes around about once a year and he does some puppet things. Recently he did Upside
Downton Abbey?
Yes.
Upside Down Abbey. And everybody was upside down, the characters. They showed it at some other show, it was so clever. And I said, that's the real Frank Oz. I was amazed. But Jim Henson, unfortunately, lost him in 1990. He was only 53, as you saw in the movie. It was the worst phone call I ever got. I was expecting my father would have to leave because he was just he was dying of old age. He was almost 91. And he just shriveled away, and his mind did too. So it was kind of, we expected he was going to go, but it was Jim. And it was like the end of Camelot for us. Every year he was very generous, and he would suddenly say, hey, I want you all to join me in Bermuda, we're going to have a meeting. Everybody who worked for the place, whether we're a typist or anybody else, we all went to Bermuda. And it was a hilarious and wonderful time. But every year he threw a costume, a masquerade, and he would spend a fortune on it. And we all go in great costumes. You can imagine a creative group like Muppets, what showed up at those parties.
What about the revival of the Muppets in the most recent big motion picture films? Did you watch them? And
Yeah, I just saw Muppets Most Wanted. I thought it was very, very funny and very good. And I thought it was, I don't know how many of you saw it, but it was a lot of fun. And there was a person masquerading as Kermit, and that was done by Matt, the one who's my stand-in. And now I sometimes we record, and Matt is in the bird, and I just do the voice. So that helps me realize I can reach my goal of at least 50 years. I've only got 4 or 5 to go. If we're still having fun, thank you. And if we still I'm still having fun at 50 and I still can do the voice, I'll still be right on the air.
do you have any last comments before? I think we have to. Do we have more?